room is silent, not the peaceful kind, but the heavy, suffocating kind that presses against my chest. I grip my pen, my fingers cold and stiff, as my boss, my mentor, stares at me from across the long glass table. He exhales, loud, sharp, disappointed. I don't even know where to begin. His voice is measured, but I catch the tension beneath it. I blink. What's going on? The projector clicks. A slide appears on the screen. My name, my email, a thread of messages I've never seen before. I lean forward, eyes scanning the words, my heart hammering. Confidential reports, leaked client data, a conversation detailing how I planned a smear campaign against a major client. I let out a shaky breath. This, this isn't me. Claire, head of crisis management, scoffs. Come on. She tosses a printed document in front of me. The emails came from your work account. The timestamps match. The IP address matches. No, this isn't happening. I look at my boss, searching his face for the belief, the trust he's always had in me, but it's gone. We've already spoken to the clients involved. His voice is distant now. They're pulling their contracts. A ringing sound fills my ears. We can't have this kind of scandal. Effective immediately, you're dismissed. The words hit like a slap, a sharp, unexpected, humiliating slap. I open my mouth, then close it. My throat burns. My fingers tremble as I reach for something, anything, to hold on to. I've given everything to this company. Late nights, weekends, fixing PR nightmares for people who didn't deserve saving. I built a name here. I mattered. And just like that, I'm nothing. I look around, my vision blurring. No one meets my eyes. Not Claire, not Daniel from strategy, not the interns I once mentored. I push back my chair. The scrape of metal against the floor sounds final. I walk to the door, my heels clicking against the polished tiles. My hand is on the doorknob when I hear the whispers start. At that moment, as I step into the cold hallway, only one thought goes through my mind. Who did this to me? My name is Elaine, and until 10 minutes ago, I was one of the most promising PR specialists in the industry. I was the fixer, the one brands called when they needed a disaster cleaned up before the world noticed. I built my career on trust, strategy, and relationships, knowing the right people, spinning the right narratives, and turning crises into comebacks. And through it all, there was one person who had my back, Lena, my best friend, my partner in late-night brainstorms, my ride or die in an industry that eats people alive. We started together, fresh out of university, climbing the same ladder, celebrating every win over overpriced cocktails and ramen in my tiny apartment. When the job got ugly, when clients got nasty, Lena was the one person who understood. She was the one who believed in me, the only one who never let me down, or so I thought. Because someone set me up, someone ruined me. Reputation is everything in PR, and mine is in ruins. At first, I tell myself this is temporary, a misunderstanding, a storm I can weather. But as the days pass, reality sets in like a slow, suffocating weight. No one returns my calls. Colleagues I've worked alongside for years suddenly have nothing to say. My LinkedIn messages go unanswered, and my emails are ignored. Even the people who used to beg me for PR advice are now too busy to respond. 1 week, 2 weeks, a month. The silence is deafening. My savings drain faster than I can keep up. Rent, bills, groceries. I start doing the math in my head every time I pick up my wallet. One night, I sat in my dark apartment, staring at my laptop. I've refreshed my inbox at least 20 times, but I already know what I'll find. Nothing. I should fight back. I should be sending rebuttals, demanding meetings, making noise. But how do you fight when no one will listen? For the first time in my career, I wonder if I should leave PR altogether. Maybe I'm done. A few days later, I meet Mr. Tony by accident, an old rival, a former boss, someone I never expected to cross paths with again. We sit across from each other at a quiet cafe, steam rising from untouched coffee. They didn't waste time cutting you off, huh? He said, stirring his drink absently. It's brutal. 1 second, you're at the top. The next, you're a cautionary tale. I swallow the lump in my throat. You think I did it? He shrugs. Doesn't matter what I think, it's what people believe. I lean in, but you don't sound convinced. Funny thing is, I heard someone mention your name before the scandal even broke. Like weeks before, he said. I freeze. What do you mean? He sips his coffee, considering. Just office gossip, you know. But looking back, it almost felt planted, like someone wanted people to suspect you before the story even hit. My heart pounds. Someone prepared for this. Someone made sure that when the accusations surfaced, everyone already had a reason to believe them, and only someone close to me, someone I trusted, could have known how to do it so perfectly. As I got home that night, I made a shocking discovery, an envelope wedged under my door, plain, unmarked, except for my name, written in thick black ink. No return address, no sender. A chill runs down my spine as I pick it up. Inside, I find a single USB drive. No note, no explanation. My hands tremble as I plug it into my laptop. A folder pops up. For your eyes only. I click. A single video file. My breath catches as the footage plays. A dimly lit restaurant, a private booth. Two figures sit across from each other. One of them is my boss, the other, Lena. My stomach twists. I lean closer, straining to hear the muffled conversation. The audio is distorted, but I catch enough. She trusts me, Lena says, swirling her wine. She tells me everything. When the time comes, I'll make sure she doesn't see it coming. I slap a hand over my mouth. The video jumps. Another clip. Another night. This time, Lena is with Claire from Crisis Management. My Claire, the one who led the charge against me. It has to be airtight, Lena says, voice sharp. The emails, the leaks, everything needs to point to her. Claire nods. And you're sure she won't suspect you? Lena laughs, a soft, casual laugh. Like this was a joke, like ruining me was nothing more than a game. I stop the video. My vision blurs with unshed tears. It was her. It was always her. My best friend. My sister in the industry. The one person I thought would stand by me when the world turned its back, and she had been planning my downfall for weeks. I grip the edge of my desk, breathing hard. The room spins, but my mind is razor sharp. Pain gives way to something else, something colder. She took everything from me. Now I'm going to take everything from her. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in the dark, replaying the video over and over. Every word, every smirk, every calculated pause. Each time I tell myself I must have misheard, must have misunderstood. There has to be another explanation. But there wasn't. She was certain, perfectly certain. I replay the words in my head over and over again. She trusts me. She tells me everything. When the time comes, I'll make sure she doesn't see it coming. I let out a slow breath, my fingers curling into a fist. I was stupid to trust her, but she was even more stupid to think I wouldn't fight back. I don't confront Lena, not yet. Instead, I watch. I start small, replying to messages like nothing ever happened. I let her think I'm exactly where she left me, broken, drowning, helpless. But behind the scenes, I dig. How did she do it? Why? The more I search, the clearer the picture becomes. She didn't just want me gone, my bosses wanted me gone too. The clients I lost weren't losses at all. They were redirected. And guess who picked them up? Lena. I gripped my phone so tight my knuckles turned white. This wasn't just betrayal, this was a takeover. But why? Was I a threat? Did they think I was getting too ambitious? Or did Lena simply want everything I had and saw an opportunity? I almost want to believe she was coerced into it. Maybe someone pulled the strings, forced her hand. But then I remember her voice in that video, calm, assured, in control. No hesitation, no second thoughts. This wasn't a desperate act. This was her plan all along. And I'm going to make sure it's the last plan she ever executes. If I want to take Lena down, I need power. And in this industry, power comes from reputation. But my name is toxic. No one will touch me. So I bury it. I start freelancing under a new alias, Eden Kane, a name that means nothing, a name that isn't tainted. I take on small crisis management projects, fixing brand messes quietly, 1 gig at a time. The money trickles in, just enough to survive. More importantly, I listen. I learn what people are saying about Lena, what the industry thinks of her. She's thriving, getting invitations to panels, landing high profile clients, basking in the spotlight she stole from me. I should be angry, but anger is useless. I need strategy. So I wait, I work, I rebuild. And then, finally, I begin to lay the trap. Lena ruined me with leaks and forged evidence. So that's exactly how I'll ruin her. Although I plan to exaggerate every single error she has made. It's going down season. But mine won't be sloppy. She made one mistake. She assumed I'd stay down. I spend weeks gathering information, old scandals she's buried, questionable deals she's made, unethical strategies she's used in campaigns. I find whispers of an internal company conflict she's been keeping under wraps, something that could destroy her credibility. And when the moment is right, I plant the first seed. An anonymous tip, a fabricated document, just like she did to me. A leak so small, so precise, that no one even questions it, just enough to make people doubt her. The beginning of her fall, but this time it won't be temporary. This time, Lena won't recover. Lena once told me that the key to controlling a narrative is making sure no one realizes they're being manipulated. I wonder if she ever thought that rule would be used against her. Lena is careful, calculated. She spent years polishing her reputation, making sure the world sees her as untouchable. But no one is perfect, and I know her better than anyone. I start small, subtle, invisible nudges. An anonymous email to a journalist hinting at a questionable deal she closed last year, a forged contract leak suggesting she undercut a major client for a competitor. A carefully placed rumor in industry circles about her being difficult to work with. None of it is enough to take her down, but that's not the point. The point is to make people wonder. And it works. I watch as her once unshakable confidence starts to flicker. The first time, she laughs off the rumors. The second time, she's annoyed. By the third, she's furious. And that's when I know I have her. She starts to feel it, that creeping paranoia, that sense that something isn't right, that someone is pulling strings in the shadows. I saw it in her eyes the last time we ran into each other at an event, the way she scans the room, like she's trying to pinpoint the source of the whispers. She doesn't know it's me. Not yet. But she's starting to suspect. That's the beauty of it. She thinks she's still in control, thinks she can fix it. I can almost hear her thoughts. I've done this before. I've taken people down. I know how to spin this, but this time, she's the one being played. And she has no idea how deep this game goes. The key to ruining someone like Lena isn't just to expose her. It's to make her do the damage herself. I start feeding her misinformation, a fake insider tip about a competitor stealing one of her clients, a fabricated email thread suggesting someone on her team is leaking info to the press, a false whisper that one of her biggest supporters is turning against her. She bites every time. She fires a loyal employee. She makes desperate calls. She burns bridges she doesn't even realize she still needs. And with every move, she digs her own grave. The first real crack comes on a Wednesday morning. I know because she calls me. My phone buzzes, her name lighting up the screen. I let it ring, let her sit in that moment of uncertainty. Then, just as the call is about to end, I answer. I keep my voice light, casual. Lena, wow, wasn't expecting to hear from you. She hesitates. I can almost hear her mind racing. She stops, regroups. You're doing okay? I smile. She's trying to feel me out, trying to figure out if I know. I let out a small laugh, just enough to make her wonder. Why wouldn't I be? Silence, a beat too long. Then she exhales. No reason. It sounded like she was about to tear up, but I couldn't care less. I can tell she doesn't believe her own words. Good, because for the first time since she set me up, she's afraid. And this is only the beginning. But Lena is dangerous when cornered. She doesn't go down quietly. She strikes back hard. One morning, headlines flood my screen. Rogue PR specialist resurfaces, and she's not who she says she is. My blood runs cold. She's found my alias. I underestimated her. I should have known she wouldn't just sit back and crumble. She'd dig, hunt, find something to flip the script, and she does. She feeds the press a story about a mysterious freelancer manipulating brands from the shadows. She paints me as the villain, a disgraced PR agent desperate for revenge, running an underground smear campaign. And for a moment, it works. Clients started backing away from me. Journalists who once sniffed around my anonymous tips suddenly stopped responding. The whispers shift. Maybe Lena isn't the fraud. Maybe I am. I feel the ground slipping beneath me. For the first time since I started this, I wonder, did I miscalculate? Did I go too far? Maybe I should have just walked away. Maybe I lost sight of what I really wanted. But then I remembered the video. I remember the way she smiled as she planned my downfall. And just like that, my hesitation disappears. She thinks she won. She doesn't know what's coming next. I don't call her. I don't text. I show up. A crowded industry event, high end, exclusive, the kind of place where appearances mean everything. She doesn't see me at first. She's laughing, a glass of champagne in hand, basking in her supposed victory. I wait until she notices me. Her smile fades, just for a second. Then she recovers, tilting her head with that fake concern. Wow, she says, stepping closer. Didn't think you'd have the nerve to show up. I don't blink. Didn't think you'd have the nerve to try and bury me twice. Her expression flickers, just for a moment. I lean in, just enough for her to hear. I know what you did. I watch as the color drains from her face. She forces a laugh. What are you talking about? I pull out my phone and tap the screen. The video plays, the one of her with my boss, planning everything. She freezes. Her hands tremble slightly. She doesn't even realize she's squeezing her champagne glass too tight. I watch her struggle to compose herself. She knows if I release this, it's over, completely. She inhales sharply, then whispers, "You don't understand." I tilt my head. So explain it to me. She swallows hard, scanning the room like she's looking for an escape. Then finally she speaks. I didn't have a choice. I fold my arms. You always have a choice. She shakes her head. Not this time. And then she says something I don't expect. They were going to fire you anyway. I frown. What? She exhales, looking almost tired. You were becoming a threat, she mutters. Too good, too powerful. They were already planning to cut you out. I just... She hesitates. I just made sure it happened on my terms. I stare at her, the weight of her words sinking in. She didn't just want me gone. She wanted my spot. She knew they were going to push me out, and instead of warning me, she saw it as an opportunity. She helped them do it. I feel something in my chest tighten. I had spent so much time hating her, thinking she was some mastermind, pulling the strings for her own twisted reasons. But in the end, she was just another pawn. And for the first time, I see something else in her eyes. Fear. She knows what I could do with this information. I could end her right here. I could destroy her just like she destroyed me. But as I stand there, watching her squirm, I feel something I wasn't expecting. Doubt. I could leak the video, expose her, humiliate her, and make sure she never works in PR again. But then what? The people who used her would find someone else to take her place. The industry would move on, just like it always does. Would it even change anything? Or would I just be playing into the same cycle she did? I grip my phone tighter. Lena's breathing is shaky. Please, she whispers. Don't. And for the first time, I realize she's already ruined. She'll never sleep soundly again, never be able to trust the people around her. She'll always wonder if this secret is waiting to surface. That's worse than any public scandal. So I step back, pocket my phone, and give her one final look. Enjoy your victory, Lena. My voice is quiet but sharp. Let's see how long you can keep it. Then I walk away. And as I do, I realize something. I thought revenge would feel satisfying, but all I feel is empty. Lena isn't destroyed, but she's not the same. Her paranoia eats away at her. She starts making mistakes, alienating people, slowly falling apart. And I move on. I rebuild my career, not as Eden Kane, but as me. No aliases, no masks, just my own name, reclaimed. And every once in a while I hear about Lena, A client she lost, a deal that fell through, a whisper that she's losing her grip. I don't check up on her. I don't need to. She knows I'm out there. She knows I could destroy her anytime I want. And that's enough. I once thought PR was about control, about shaping the narrative before it shaped you. But now I know the truth. It's not about control. It's about survival. And in this industry, no one is ever really safe.